All right, we now have a special prosecutor in the Trump-Russia investigation. After Donald Trump fired FBI Director James Comey last week, we had the revelation earlier this week that Donald Trump allegedly asked James Comey to drop the FBI's investigation into disgraced former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. We heard calls from both sides, mostly from Democrats, but from some Republicans as well, for an independent counsel, also known as a special prosecutor, to be assigned to oversee this entire Trump-Russia investigation. And one of the reasons for this is that, and this is a fear that escalated with the firing of James Comey, was the fear that Donald Trump would appoint a new FBI director that would just favor the president and compromise the integrity of yet another investigation. Not that we haven't seen other investigations into Trump-Russia already compromised. A very reasonable concern. Some Republicans have still been resisting the idea of bringing in an outsider, but the Justice Department has succumbed to the pressure, you could say. And it was announced that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, he's the guy who's been acting as Attorney General in all Russia-related matters after Jeff Sessions recused himself, with the exception of Jeff Sessions recommending the firing of James Comey. In any case, Rod Rosenstein has appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special prosecutor to facilitate this investigation into the Trump-Russia scandal. If that name sounds familiar, it's because, again, he was the FBI director appointed by George W. Bush in 2001, served until 2013 when James Comey took over. So the obvious question is, are we going to get an unbiased and fair investigation as a result of this? On the one hand, yeah, Mueller's a Republican. He still technically answers to Rosenstein and Trump, but he's not known as a partisan hack. He has no direct ties to Donald Trump that we know of as of right now. No major controversies in his past. He stood up when George W. Bush was abusing his power. Obama liked him enough to extend his term when he was FBI director. And I think most people know that he'll be more impartial than whoever Trump would have appointed to replace James Comey.
Yeah, and that is good news. It just comes as a surprise, though, because Rosenstein was, as you mentioned, very influential in the firing of James Comey.
Yeah.
So it seemed as if he was trying to sweep this whole Russia investigation under the rug.
Sure.
And this is a complete 180. Very good news, especially because the FBI investigation and the House investigation have both been significantly undermined in the past few months.
Discredited to some degree. A quote from Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein: "What I have determined is that based upon the unique circumstances, the public interest requires me to place this investigation under the authority of a person who exercises a degree of independence from the normal chain of command. A special counsel is necessary in order for the American people to have full confidence in the outcome." According to White House officials, Donald Trump didn't find out about the appointment of a special prosecutor until after the appointment was made, and he reportedly wasn't happy about it at all, which is terrific. And Trump responded to all of this in a statement yesterday saying, quote, "As I have stated many times, a thorough investigation will confirm what we already know. There was no collusion between my campaign and any foreign entity. I look forward to this matter concluding quickly." Yeah, I bet Trump wants this to conclude quickly. That's obviously clear. The Department of Justice sort of had no choice. So I know you're reading into Rod Rosenstein's decision as a sort of 180. Did they really have a choice? I mean, as you pointed out, the FBI investigation had been tarnished by the firing of James Comey. The House investigation has been a joke for months at this point. The entire executive branch would look so corrupt if they didn't do this, and they probably know that. But yet, it is still curious that one of the guys who recommended firing Comey now says, let's put in a special prosecutor.
And they're also looking out for themselves too, right? They have to keep their own hands clean. And yeah, it is remarkable that Trump is trying to speed up this investigation, because as it goes on, there's more of a chance of them finding something. That's why he asked Comey to end the investigation into Michael Flynn, saying he's a good guy. Don't worry about it.
Great. No good guy has ever committed a crime worthy of investigation. Democratic Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland said yesterday, quote, "Rather than make this go away, Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein has taken an important step toward restoring the credibility of the DOJ and FBI in this most serious matter." So like James Comey, Robert Mueller will not have to consult with or inform the Justice Department nor the White House about the investigation. The FBI has already said we are not going to be keeping the White House up to date on what is going on with this investigation. Trump will undoubtedly replace Comey eventually with someone who is friendly to Trump. And we definitely don't want that person leading the investigation. So now at least we have the appearance that the DOJ investigation is getting more serious. We'll see if it actually does. It would have been better if an independent prosecutor could have been appointed by Congress, because then Trump wouldn't even be able to fire that person. But Trump would not be able to fire Robert Mueller without significant scrutiny.
I mean, I think that these things take time. Watergate took about a year and a half before Richard Nixon eventually resigned. So I think there's an urgency to try to get Trump out of office now, but it could take years.
It could, and it also might not be that great for Democrats. And I'm going to out next week, we're going to dig into that. But people online already talking about, oh, this is the beginning of the end. I think it's a little soon to say that for now.